Recording in progress.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, DONKILAM, also known as Malik Kilam. And as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. Let me set that up there. This hard, though. This hard. We're going to talk about this a little bit. They don't like you showing. They don't like you showing stuff on some of these platforms. I can't right there, though. It's scannable. That's how we move. Text private life is 702-200-4900. But y'all making y'all making things difficult. Things don't have to be that difficult, okay? And this is why people get mad at my SOP. What is the SOP? That's a standard operating procedure. People get mad at my standing operating procedure. But today, I'm going back over this information. All the information that I'm dropping can be found in the book Freedom of Association, Organize, Govern, Protect Your Privacy by DONKILAM. So if you don't want to join the school, go get the book on Amazon. It's only on Kindle. You can click the QR code at the end of the book, or even scan the QR code at the end of the book. It's going to bring you up a video to go over some of the information I will be going over. Dealing with the Unincorporated Association. Unincorporated Association is a trust. Unincorporated Association is a trust, and you can open up a bank account with it. Shout out to my boy Money Mark in the building, man. And you can open up a bank account with this, okay, without it reporting to the Secretary of State. It doesn't report anything to the Secretary of State. See, I got attorneys and lawyers now here trying to come out here and bash me, but they want you in the system. All right? They want you in the system. Or they're not getting paid. I want you to know the system, when you're dealing with the system, if you don't have it established correctly, if you're establishing these things with codes and statutes, then the system is going to get a major piece of this, okay? The system is going to get a major piece of your estate. When you establish your estate correctly, when your estate is planned correctly, it bypasses probate. Okay? When your estate is planned correctly, bypasses probate. This means court. This is why I call it probation. You're part of the court. So, assets with valid beneficiary designations typically bypass probate. Assets with valid beneficiary designations typically bypass probate. And what I'm telling everybody is we use unincorporated associations. You can use a 508c1a trust, but it still has a code in it, okay? So I do teach people how to utilize the 508c1a. And anybody can, it's freedom of association. You have the right to freedom of speech and freedom of religion. So I don't care what any attorney says. I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only. I don't care what any attorney says. Okay, you have the freedom to create your own faith-based organizations. FBOs are faith-based organizations. That's what the 508c1a is for. Now, the unincorporated association, and I'm telling you, all this works. So let me show y'all, because everybody talks about status. Everybody talks about status. I'm going to tell you, but everybody's also scared of the IRS, right? Enrolled agents, I got to go over this again. I've been dropping this for years. Enrolled agent status is the highest credential the IRS awards. All courts are tax courts. I'm using the law now. 28 U.S.C. 3002, subsection 2. Okay, as you've seen, I just had a student. He got on there and he ate the judge alive. Okay? He ate the judge alive. He let him know this is a court created by Congress, so it's a tax court. So, court is any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. So, these are all tax issues in court. If they don't have delegation order from Congress, it's a tax issue, okay? So, enrolled agent status is the highest credential the IRS awards. Individuals who obtain the elite status must adhere to ethical standards and complete 72 hours of continuing education courses every 3 years. Enrolled agents, like attorneys and certified public accountants, have unlimited practice and rights. So, enrolled agent is the highest credential the IRS awards, then attorneys, then accountants. Okay? And all you need is something called a PTIN to start this process. A personal tax identification number. DONKILAM does have one. I have one. Let y'all know. DONKILAM does have a PTIN. Yes, I do. So, and it's easy. It's like $30. That's how you start the process of becoming an enrolled agent, okay? Enrolled agent status is the highest credential the IRS awards. Now, back to estate planning. Estate planning helps you avoid probate. Okay? So this is properly protecting your assets. A will cannot do this alone. A will cannot do this alone. So, estate planning, if you bypass probate, your estate will go to your beneficiaries without any court proceedings. Long as you have your beneficiaries in there correct, okay? Now, when it comes to an unincorporated association, I'm telling y'all how I break it down. And everywhere I go, I got multiple accounts. I want to make sure I ain't showing no private information. But I just want y'all to see, man, I got multiple accounts. When it comes to unincorporated association, I got all the paperwork. And what you're going to need first is something called, I got to pull it up for everybody on the screen share, but I want y'all to see, I got the actual paperwork. This is how we establish our business, okay? So, bylaws. Bylaws is the main thing, okay? You also want to have a banking resolution, an EIN. I got my private paperwork in here too. A banking resolution. And you know, this is how I really move, man. I want y'all, this is my private individual paperwork too. Like, hey, this is how I identify. You need identity. Here we go. Here we go. Declaration of political status. I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to confuse y'all. But you need all of this. Okay? So, the unincorporated association, this can be a family trust. Okay? You can maneuver that way if that's how you choose. Okay? You just want to make sure you want to prove how you can become a member. So, in these agreements, we always show how do you become a member. It can be blood relation or marriage. You can get voted in. The board members have to agree. All your rules need to be in here, okay? And then what's the purpose? What's the purpose of this association? Is it for-profit, non-for-profit? Is it a private club? Is it a private church? Private family membership? A PMA, private membership association? This could all be right here. People are dropping codes in the chat, and I'm telling you, no, we're not. This is not codes. A code makes you incorporated. Code is of public codes and statutes. So that means it has been bonded, has been licensed. You are now part of the public sector. This right here is making you part of the private sector, okay? Of the private sector. And in it, we include the officers and the term of office. We include non-disclosure agreements. We include indemnity agreements. I'm giving you the game right there. The banking resolution shows who can open up bank accounts. Okay? And then Meeting minutes. You can have meeting minutes. We have that too. That's included. I can show y'all that too. Every time you have a meeting, with the company, or when you text message anything, you need to be keeping records. I need you to understand. How does royalty move? They keep records. How does royalty move? They keep records. This is how you're turning your family legacy into being able to stand the test of time. You're not going to be able to hand family records down on Instagram. You're not going to be, now it's owned. You're not going to be able to hand down family records on Facebook. Now that's owned. You got to learn how to keep your own essence, your own energy, okay? Everything is business. So, with that being stated, my name would be a business. The beneficiary owner can be this unincorporated association. Okay? The beneficiary owner can be this unincorporated association. I'm going to tell y'all like this. I don't answer questions. Google's free. You can ask your mama, you can ask your daddy, because that's free. I'm showing you how to hand down generational wealth and be more informed. If your family didn't inform you that, bullshit. It doesn't matter to fucking me. Your family should have taught you. That's your mama's fault. That's your daddy's fault. That's not my fault. If love did the trick, we'd all be there, wouldn't we? Quit crying. Quit begging. I don't fuck with beggars. You understand? That's what niggas on the street corner do. You can get nothing as advice for nothing. And you get nothing from me for nothing. Tap into the school and book a consultation. Do the study and research like I did. You understand? Time is motherfucking money, ain't it? Take notes. When somebody's fucking talking, dropping game, take notes, because I'm giving you the game. Enrolled agent is the highest status. And it's easy. Get a PTIN. Learn how to become an enrolled agent. Go to the IRS website. An enrolled agent is a person who has earned the privilege of representing taxpayers before the Internal Revenue Service by either passing a 3-part comprehensive IRS test covering individuals and business tax returns, or through an experience as a former IRS employee. Enrolled agent status is the highest credential the IRS awards. Individuals who obtain the elite status must adhere to ethical standards and complete 72 hours continuing education courses every 3 years. Enrolled agents, like attorneys and certified public accountants, CPAs, have unlimited practicing rights. So the elite move strictly in trust, unincorporated associations. A public attorney can't tell you that, because there's a difference between the public sector and the private sector. And again, when these attorneys go by the term Esquire, that's a royal title. That's a title of nobility. The government cannot hand down titles of nobility. They're still under the king's courts. Esquire is from medieval Latin, shield. A rank below a knight. They're right under the knights. So I'm going to throw that out there. If y'all don't believe me, look it up. There are guardsmen for the king. That's why they want you to register things. An attorney will always want you to register things. Regis means king. You're giving it up to the crown. You're giving up your birthrights. Regis, register. Okay? The government cannot hand down titles of nobility. They work directly for the king. Attorney means to turn over. Rent, service, or goods. Public sector is part of the economy that's controlled by the government. That's why when you get a public attorney or a public defender, they're turning you over to the government. Nothing but spies for the king. We can look at the word attorn. The word attorn means to turn over to another or transfer. That's the word attorn. That's what it means. There's no such thing as a license to practice law. Only bar cards. They have bar cards. So, becoming an enrolled agent will put you in a better status. A trust is just like a person. It can do everything besides vote. And this is why you must invest in your private education with informed families to go over this private trustee training. Because your last name is the asset. Your last name is the asset. How are you going to protect your last name? How are you going to protect your last name? It's a family trust. In the public, they don't teach the importance of your last name. They tell you Jesus' last name was Christ. You understand? But who comes from the Christ family? You understand? They control the Christian Christ family. That's all controlled. There has to be a person to take over your family expenses. And now the bills become deductibles. When you choose somebody in your family, now you got a family office, you're choosing someone to take over the family expenses, now they become deductibles. We made this person a business. Now he's working for the family accounting firm team. Whatever, however you want to do it, the family trust, he's helping us. He's our bookkeeper. He's part of the family. We made his name a business. Now your bills are deductibles. He's taking care of it. Now you work for the family or whoever it may be. But we're going to say it's you. You work for the family. You're taking care of the family bills now. Now they're all deductibles. Now it's not about you. It's about the family. You work for the family trust. The family trust has brought you in. The family trust has made you a business. The family trust has made your name a business. Now the family trust is contracting with you. You're not an employee. It's contracting with you. Because individuals do not hold wealth. I'm going to say that again. Individuals, when's the last time you've heard individuals holding wealth? Individuals do not hand down wealth. Families hold wealth. Families hold wealth. Look at the Waltons. Look at the Buffetts. Look at the Gates family. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That's a family. That's a team. It's the last name. Nobody just remembers the first name. It's the last name. Now, once you're in the correct tax position, now you can protect your assets with the trust. Now we're in the correct tax position, we're protecting our assets with the trust. You have your right to contract. Now, when it comes to private attorneys, there is such thing as public attorneys and private attorneys. We like to work with private attorneys. I do work with private trust attorneys. A private attorney knows how to administer a law and doesn't need power from the state. Private attorneys know how to administer laws and don't need power from the state. That's all it's about, is learning how to administer these laws. If you're not implementing these unincorporated associations, these private family trusts by Article 1, Section 10, your right to contract before entering a public contract, using public entities that the state controls. You got to be in the private sector before you come to the public sector. Like I said, the unincorporated association will be the beneficiary owner of our name that is a corporation or a business, whether we make it a C Corp or LLC, because we have done both. But we start off with LLCs, so that's the simplest terms that go. You can create an entity that can operate in almost any jurisdiction tax-free. That's the point of having an unincorporated association. We can create this entity that can operate in almost any jurisdiction tax-free. When you're creating these other entities, you're using Social Security number. Your Social Security number is taxed. It will be taxed differently in each jurisdiction. When you use the Social Security number, it is taxed differently in every jurisdiction that it goes to. You go to this jurisdiction, go to that jurisdiction, it's going to get taxed differently. Go to a different zip code, go to a different state, go to a different country, you're getting taxed differently. When you use the unincorporated association correctly, you can use this worldwide. It is a global entity. Learn how to create this. It's almost tax-free in every jurisdiction. This is called tax avoidance, not tax evasion. It's your right to contract. Article 1, Section 10. Gregory versus Helvery, if you want to see the court case. Okay? Gregory versus Helvery, because in the private we like to use case law. This Gregory versus Helvery clearly establishes tax avoidance and how to establish your affairs by giving up ownership. You have to learn how to create a superior entity. And remember that private comes before the public. Substance versus forms. The private creates the public. The private is based upon hard assets and credits. You cannot default in the private. The public is about debt, not the private. The public is always at a debt position. When you're operating in the public, the creditors can seize your assets. When you're using your Social Security number, the creditors can seize your assets. When you use a Social Security number, you can sue and be sued for it. When you're operating in a private, you cannot be sued for it. Understand which gold, which silver, which rhodium to use so it's non-confiscatable. The private position is always a superior position. It's always business, not personal. So now when it comes to your vehicles, it's the family trust business. Now when it comes to your houses, it's the family trust business. Everything's an arm's length business dealings. Own nothing, control everything. We can use registered agents. We can use our private attorneys. We love registered agents. The family trust pays for your private education. Learn how to get your education tax credits back. Learn how to get research and development tax credits back. This is what we help people do in the private school with DONKILAM. DK's Private Business Circle. Text Private Life to 702-200-4900. We use holding companies in the 5 charging order protection states. Before establishing our operating companies, our name is considered an operating company. It's a deep, deep game. We're not getting deep today. We're not getting deep today. But learn how to maneuver your money tax-free. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Tax-free positions and grow the assets. That's what you do with the family trust. And learn how to build up the portfolio. This unincorporated association will create your private family foundation. This unincorporated association may create the holding company. The holding company will create the operating companies, which your name is the operating company. This trust will create your private family foundation. The private family foundation may create the holding company. Whatever makes sense to you. But only trust, charities, and foundations can hand down endowments if we're using endowments to hand down family wealth. That's family libraries. Family schools. Okay? Private family schools. You're supposed to hand down not only money and assets, but the knowledge to use this private trustee training to your family. Now we're using private family foundations so we don't have to appoint people as the beneficiaries. The private family foundations are the ones that take care of the family once you pass. The private family foundation can be the beneficiary of the trust and your life insurance policies. Now, the endowments are set up for family schools, libraries, and hospitals. Endowments are also a part of a private contract, which makes it a superior position. Every hospital, school, library was created by an endowment. You no longer own the wealth, you control it and decide where it goes. And that's the point of operating in the public. Operating in the private, because public capacities means exposure. So we operate in the private. And this is the game. You want to learn more? Text Private Life to 702-200-4900. Tap into the private school. This is it. Make sure to get the book, Freedom of Association, if you want templates on how to start a basic unincorporated association. Now it gets deeper. We have a non-grantor, irrevocable, complex, discretionary spendthrift trust. That's the big trust that we like to use at the top. That's the head honcho right there. Then we do the unincorporated associations, okay, holding companies. But there's layers to this. And then you use your regular LLCs. But tap into the private school, DK's Private Business Circle. Much peace and love. This that game for y'all, man. Real shit. Just dropped a bunch of game.